Hey guys, and welcome back to Lord of the Rings Theory. In today's episode, let's talk about the chilling confrontation between an emissary of the Dark Lord Sauron and the Dwarves of the Lonely Mountain, Erebor. In November of the year 3017, a messenger from the Dark Lord travelled to the isolated and subterranean city of the Dwarven folk. The exact identity of the messenger is unknown. However, we can speculate that, when the time is right, to do so. On a dark night in November of 3017, a horseman approached the gates of Erebor and called upon their king, Dain Ironfoot. The Lord Sauron the Great, so the messenger said, wished for a friendship with the dwarves, rings he would provide for it, such as he gave of old. The messenger asked hurriedly concerning hobbits, questions like what kind they were and where they dwelt, for Sauron knew that one of these were known to Dain at the time. Dain and his company were greatly troubled at this news, and they provided no answer. The fell creature attempted to make his voice more sociable. However, it was an intolerable task for him to do so. He then mustered an appeal to the dwarves.
As a small token only of your friendship, Sauron asks this, that you should find this thief and get from him, willing or not, a little ring, the least of rings, that once he stole. It is but a trifle that Sauron fancies, and an earnest of your goodwill.
The emissary was determined to portray the ring as something that possessed little value and importance, using belittling language, such as referencing the ring as little, the least of rings, and that the ring is but a trifle that Sauron fancies. The messenger continued,
Find it, and 3 rings that the dwarf sires possessed of old shall be returned to you, and the realm of Mordor shall be yours forever. Find only news of the thief, whether he still lives and where, and you shall have great reward and lasting friendship from the Lord. Refuse and things will not seem so well. Do you refuse?
At that, his breath came like the hiss of snakes, and all who stood by shuddered. But Dale said, I say neither yea nor nay. I must consider this message and what it means under its fair cloak. The diplomatic encounter had taken an ill turn as far as the dwarves were concerned. The messenger responded to consider their decision well, but not to ponder upon it too long, before he rode off into the darkness. Over the next year, the emissary had returned to Erebor once more and departed without an answer from the dwarves. Messages had also come from their neighbours in Dale that they were similarly approached. Their king Brand was transparently discomfited and afraid from these communications. The dwarves were aware that the re-entered power of Mordor had not changed in persona, for Sauron was deceitful and had betrayed them in the past. On his second approach, the messenger claimed that he would return a third and final time, prior to the end of the year 3018. The dwarves had known from the start that they would not side with Sauron, and they wisely withheld the information from the messenger, ultimately because knowledge is power and time is valuable. An intelligent decision from their King Ironfoot was made to be loyal to the free peoples of Middle-earth, and it was because of these encounters that the Dwarves of Erebor made the voyage from the Lonely Mountain to Rivendell, so that they could warn Bilbo that the enemy was seeking him and his ring, while simultaneously participating in the Council of Elrond and seeking the Elf Lord's guidance. Now, for the theory aspect of this explained video, who exactly was the messenger of the Dark Lord? I do believe it must have been a creature quite unnatural and foul, yet intelligent enough to assume diplomatic responsibility. Considering the shuddering reaction that we see from the dwarves, it's possible that it was Sauron's chief lieutenant, Mordor, also known as the Mouth of Sauron. However, I don't believe this is the case. The distance from Barad-dûr, which is where he resided, to Erebor, would have been far too lengthy a voyage to travel once, let alone thrice. At the time of this encounter, the chief of the Nazgûl resided in Minas Morgul, which was still altogether too lengthy a voyage to travel all the way to Erebor. However, the Witch King resided with not 8 of his companions, only 6, whilst the second-in-command Camul, the Shadow of the East, dwelt in Dol Guldur as Sauron's lieutenant, and with him was the final of the 9 ringwraiths, with his prime purpose of being Camul's messenger. I do believe that this Nazgul, the assistant of Camul, was the emissary sent to Erebor. Sauron had commanded his servants to act as secretly as they could, which is why the messenger had attempted to make his speech as approachable and friendly as he could. However, the task was too much for the servant of Sauron, and his dialogue broke out like a hiss of snakes to the dwarves. That's it for today's episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and are having a great day wherever you are. Be sure to smash that like button if you enjoy the content of this channel, and be sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date with my work. Also, merch has just begun. I absolutely love our first piece of merch. If you do too, be sure to grab yours today and support the channel. As always, my Middle-earth friends, Hunalei for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode of Lord of the Rings Theory.
Embrace the power of the ring, or embrace your own destruction.
Renewed shall be